All right, for my fourth and I believe final installment of the Ursa Minor Buyer's Guide and review, I'm going to talk about two different things you may not have considered that you'll need for the camper, and things that Ursa Minor could improve on. The first thing I'm going to talk about here is for everybody that buys an Ursa Minor, one thing you're going to need, and this isn't really optional, this is a need. You need a back bumper that's good and flat that you can stand on. If you've got a tube bumper or something with no place to step, you're going to need to step on that, because you're going to be pulling down on those latches to get them latched in place. You're going to need to latch from each side. So this bumper here is an AEV bumper. It's expensive. I would suggest it. It holds water too. It's a great option. There are other great options out there. If you're thinking about doing a tire carrier too, you got to consider that. Does it have a tire carrier option that works with it? This one did. The AEV is almost OEM. As a matter of fact, this AEV bumper that I have came off an OEM Jeep. I think it was a winter edition or something like that, and I bought it used. Okay, the second item is these running boards. This Jeep had factory running boards, but the running boards, if you have a roof rack on your top at all, you're going to want running boards, because there's no real way to get up on top. Now, I've seen the steps that they sell for the hinges, and those look pretty good, but I think I'd rather have a full-length running board just for getting up and down off of that thing. They're invaluable. Okay, third item on the want list is, if you're going to load this Jeep down and have all the accessories like I have, bumpers, tire carrier, heavier tires, tailgate table, a winch, all your camping gear, Jeep suspension from the factory is not up to it. And a lot of aftermarket suspension setups are not up to it. They kind of take an average Jeep weight into equation when they build your spring rates and things from lift manufacturers. So that's something to look out for. If you have to add some kind of a spacer to your spring to get your ride height up, it's wrong. You're going to have people that tell you, yeah, just add a spacer or whatever, but your spring rate's not right. It's going to ride too soft, and if you have to make that split second evasive maneuver out on the freeway doing 80 miles an hour, you're going to thank yourself later for setting up with the right spring rate. I have put Old Man Emu springs under this, and with these tires it looks ridiculous, but with my bigger 34-inch tires it looks fine. This is the 2620 rear spring. I tried the 2618 to start with. They were the medium heavy duties. I ended up with the 2620. It rode a little rough at first with the 2620 till they kind of broke in, but I drove it enough, and now it's fine. I've also added a Hellwig sway bar, because I noticed on a trip to California one time I had a lot of sway going around freeway corners and things like that. That's not necessarily a necessity, but I would say it's probably a really good idea for a couple $100. I've also put in a track bar bracket from TerraFlex, some bump stops from TerraFlex, and things like that. I also have Old Man Emu, I think they're 2619 springs in the front, and the Old Man Emu shocks, the trim packers in the front, and the track bar brackets. I've done the TerraFlex ones in the back, and you move your rear ones to the front for the added height. And also a luxury item as well is a pair of Rancho track bar, or what are they? The drop brackets there for my connecting arms for the axle. And I wasn't a believer, but once I put them on, it was like 20 feet, and I went, wow, this thing rides a ton better. So they take away the bump feeling you get in the steering wheel with the lift. They put it back to a factory type feeling of ride, and they were $150. Took about 30 minutes to install, and were worth every penny. Okay, now beyond accessories, I have a lot of other accessories that I've bought to camp with, but those are just camping accessories that anybody is going to buy to go camping. So I'm not going to discuss those. Now, some of the things that Ursa Minor could have done better on this top. Product improvements and my complaints. The first would be this hinge area up here. I've been very careful to keep my tent in when I fold it down, but as you can see, it's still kind of gotten caught a couple times. I don't have holes yet, but that's something you have to be vigilant about. If they would design a softer plasticky material that went in here with a hinge on it at an angle that would push this in when you fold the top down, man, if it would, you had something to keep the material away from the hinges, that would be awesome. I've been very, like I said, very vigilant about keeping the sides in when I fold the top down. But that would just be one thing that people don't have to worry about anymore if it's pushing it in and keeping it away from that hinge point for you. Second item that I would do if I was Ursa Minor is I would do an upgrade on these. With the Ursa Minor, you get this little mattress here. I've added 2 mattress toppers to that, and I have slip covers made out of sheets. It's a 5-inch mattress now, and it's not that the 2-inch mattress was any worse than any other rooftop tent, but this is not a rooftop tent, it's a camper, and it should have had a premium mattress with it. That would be a great upgrade. I'm getting pretty close to 50 years old, and I'm over 200 pounds, and that would just be awesome if I had a better mattress from the factory. Other than that, I can't say that there's really anything else that I don't like about my Ursa Minor. It's been a great top. It's a great product overall. And like I said in a previous video, yes, I'd buy it again. Absolutely. It changes the Jeep dramatically from just like a Jeep like that one to a camper. It's something we can travel in, we can sleep in on the cheap. It's been a lot of fun. So if you're thinking about purchasing an Ursa Minor J30 for a JK or a JL, I hope you found some good tips in this, and I hope I helped you steer you in the right direction as far as making your order and what you want and don't want. If you have any other questions, ask a question in the comments, and I'll definitely get back to you because I don't have a ton of other things going on. So I hope this helps, and have a good one.